Hi everyone, welcome back. In this lesson we are going to cover the dodge and burning. Sorry if you're confused with the layers. We still have the similar layers from the previous lesson. I will look the other layers and we will work on the group 1. The group 1 is the group that we just created in the previous lesson from the new skin. Now I'm going to duplicate this layer, Command J, and I will name this dodge. And we will use this for the shadows. By the way guys, I'm just demonstrating now. We are not going to use this technique. There are many techniques for the dodge and burning. One of them is this one. So basically we will use the dodge and burning to play with the shadows and also the highlights. For this one I'm playing with the shadows. However, I named the layer dodge, but it should be burning actually. So the idea is like this. For the shadow areas you will use the burning, and for the highlight you will use the dodge. I'll just quickly go over this, and this is just for demonstration. We are not going to use this technique for this lesson, for this section. And now if you bring down the opacity, you can play with the intensity of the burning. And then we can go ahead and choose the dodge tool. Then we can duplicate the layer and we will name this dodge. Let's name this burning first, and this one will be dodge. And for the dodge, as we said, we will play with the highlights. I'll paint over the highlighted areas just like this, and then you can bring down the opacity. Yeah, so working with the dodge and burning is just like this, but you have to take your time and do it carefully. For now, I'm going to remove these two, and I will be using another technique. I will use the curves. Go to the adjustment effects and go to the curves. For the burnings, bring down the RGB curve, and we will call this burning. And we are going to invert the mask. Click on it, Command and I to invert it. Now it's black. Now when you are painting over it, we are going to bring back some of the color. Make sure that the opacity is very low, make it 4. And like this, we are bringing back some of the burning effect. With this one, you have much more control than using the actual dodge and burning tools. I'll try to cover all of the shadow areas. I just want to enhance the shadows. Let's do it for the eyes, for this area. And around the nose. Then we'll do it for the left eye, or the right eye. And now we have something like this. Let me go back to the eyes and this area. Okay, now we can play with the opacity, but actually before playing with that, double click on it to bring the layer styles, and we are going to use something called blend if. For this, we are going to tell the Photoshop to only affect the dark areas. If we move the white to this side, to the left side, you will see that it will only affect the dark area of the underlying layer. So now the burning is only affecting the dark areas on the photos that is below it. As you can see, the transition between the black and the white is very harsh. We can fix that by pressing on the Option or Alt and click on this handle to separate it, and then move these around just like this. Now we created a very smooth transition between the black and the white. Now press OK, and then we can play with the opacity actually. Let's bring down the opacity a bit. And that's it. And if you want to do more, if you want to paint more black, you need to create a new curve layer, because this one you played with the blend if it's not going to work anymore. Now let's move on and create a new curve layer. Sorry, not the brightness, but the curve. And now you will move this up to make it highlighted like this. We will name this Dutch, and then click on the mask, and then Command and I to invert it, just like this. Then go to the brush tool, make sure you're using the white color. Then you can play with the brush and paint over the face to bring back some of the highlights. We are going to paint over all the highlighted area. Now let's check. Yes, it looks very nice now. But still we need to play with it. Okay, now it's very nice, but we can improve this more. We can use the blend if option, just like the burning one. I'll just double click on it, and we can play with the blacks now. We can move this black to the right side. By the way, I press on the option and Alt to separate it. Or you can move both of them together to the middle and then separate them like this. I cannot see any change actually, but we'll keep it like this. And now I can bring down the opacity for the highlight a bit. Let's increase the opacity a bit. 30 is too little. Okay, we'll keep it at 46. Okay, just like this we improved the highlights and shadow by using the dodge and burning techniques. Now I'm going to select all of these together and we will be converting them to the smart object. Okay guys, this will be the end of this lesson. In the next lesson we will cover the eye retouching. We are going to enhance the look of the eye by using the eye retouching techniques. I'll see you there. Bye bye.